Imagine the high-stakes pressure of a live violin solo at Carnegie Hall.
Oh, massive pressure.
Right. Now, take that absolute demand for perfection and just, drop it straight into the zero margin for error reality of a nuclear reactor control room.
Wow. Talk about two extreme environments.
Exactly. But how could combining those two extremes totally revolutionize the way you engineer your IT systems? Welcome to our deep dive into the Alqubit Manifesto. Today, we're pulling from their founding papers and a recent interview with their founder, Dr. Borislava Tachev.
Yeah, the goal here is to really explore how her boutique Italian consultancy is turning corporate IT from a basic cost center into a literal masterpiece of engineering.
And to really grasp what Alqubit is doing, you have to look at her background, right? She spent a decade operating in heavy electronics and nuclear power.
Which is intense enough on its own.
Definitely. But she's also a celebrated concert violinist.
Right, and see, I have to push back on this right out of the gate.
Go for it.
Because blending subjective art with objective technology, it just feels like a massive stretch. Treating a corporate firewall like a Stradivarius sounds, poetic. But firewalls run on binary rules.
Right.
Not emotion. So how do those worlds actually mix?
Well, that's the thing. The connection isn't about emotion at all. It's really about the shared DNA of mastery.
Okay, how so?
Both top-tier violin performance and nuclear operations, they basically operate on this strict zero tolerance for failure. Like a missed note at Carnegie Hall completely shatters the acoustic illusion.
Yeah, everyone notices immediately.
Exactly. And an anomaly in a nuclear plant leads to, a meltdown.
Right, a literal disaster.
Yeah. So when you apply that specific dual rigor to IT, you stop building systems that are just good enough to pass an audit. You start engineering environments that are mathematically impenetrable.
And that mathematical precision really explains why they abandoned standard network topologies. Reading through their white papers, they call their approach spatial composition.
Yeah, they use zero-trust architecture and microsegmentation, but not in the normal out-of-the-box way.
Not at all. They're essentially applying a nuclear containment strategy to bespoke Azure hybrid cloud deployments. So instead of perimeter defenses, they write these granular workload-level policies. It dictates exactly how applications communicate right down to the specific port.
Wait, so if a process doesn't have an explicit, verified reason to talk to another process...
the connection is instantly dropped.
Wow.
Yeah, it completely removes lateral movement.
That actually reminds me of the acoustic tuning of a world-class symphony hall.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Right. You use microsegmentation to isolate every single instrument. So if a bad actor breaches one segment, they're trapped in a soundproof box.
They can't bleed over and ruin the rest of the network.
Exactly. Yet for the authorized user, the data flows perfectly, creating this totally harmonious system. And they even project this mastery visually in their marketing.
Oh yeah, using 4K cinematic video sets graded in DaVinci Resolve.
Right. They use high-end visual tech to evoke the exact feeling of precision they code into their networks.
But to build a network with that level of spatial composition, you have to fundamentally rewire how your IT team operates. You can't just use standard corporate management tactics.
Yeah, Tachev champions this concept she calls selective incompetence.
Which is such a provocative label.
It totally is. The manifesto explains this means strategically choosing where to fail. Like, an engineer might completely ignore low-priority IT tickets.
Or let their inbox overflow entirely, because they're intentionally applying all their cognitive bandwidth to the architectural masterpiece at hand.
It just strips away the busy work.
Exactly. And that pairs directly with her rule of constructive conflict. In a nuclear facility, avoiding a critical conversation just because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings is actively dangerous.
Right, you can't afford to just be nice if something's going wrong.
Precisely. Tachev brings that to the server room. The data-backed truth is prioritized above being an agreeable team player. So if a junior developer spots a flaw in a senior architect's code,
they're expected to halt the deployment.
Right then and there, accuracy reigns supreme.
So what you can really take away from this is that true digital resilience doesn't come from simply buying another security appliance.
No, it comes from demanding functional rigor and architecting your systems with deliberate elegance.
Exactly. You can stop settling for networks that just work and start engineering ones that are structurally flawless.
For sure.
But before we wrap up, there is one fascinating tension to leave you all with. The firm's name, Alqubit, is a fusion of traditional algorithms and the qubit from quantum theory.
Right, the building blocks of quantum mechanics.
Yeah. Now, we just spent this entire deep dive discussing a philosophy rooted in the absolute zero-tolerance control of a nuclear facility. But quantum mechanics inherently relies on probability, uncertainty, and existing in multiple states at once.
That's a huge contradiction.
Isn't it? So, how will an IT philosophy built on absolute deterministic control survive the unpredictable, probabilistic nature of the upcoming quantum computing era?
Yeah, I mean, how do you play a flawless violin solo when the strings themselves exist in multiple states at once?
Exactly. Something for you to mull over the next time you map out your network topology. Catch you next time.
This is amazing.